Hey, my friends. So, full disclosure, I'm pre-recording this. I'm out of town next week or 2 weeks from now. And where I will be at this point, at least, there's no internet. So, I was going to skip a week. And then I decided, why not pre-record something? I have my trusty StreamYard, which will allow me to pre-record something and put it live whenever I want it. So hopefully everything worked and you are seeing this at the right time. And I figured that I would share with you a practice. So in my work with my clients, it doesn't matter at what level of investment you are, everybody gets a new practice every week. I call them expansion hacks. They're either a regulation practice to feel deeply safe and relaxed and open. They're a receiving practice to kind of teach us how to receive, how to open for more. They're an expansion practice to help us step into that future version of ourselves and into the sovereignty and the identity we need to have to be able to essentially reach that next level in our lives. But essentially, I have about 60 or so of those. So they get one every week. Some of them are embodiment, some of them are more journaling, all sorts of different things so that it's always fresh. And my clients get to have a really nice toolbox of some of their favorite practices that they get to use over and over and rely on as they're moving into that next level of their emergence and their success, their results. So I chose a practice, one of my practices. This is something I did last year, I think in September, and that's when I send it out to everyone. And this is a practice to help you receive. So this is a receiving practice. This is a practice to help the nervous system start to relax and open to receiving more. And we're going to work with receiving on 3 different levels here. The first one is we're going to work on receiving the moment. And so teaching the nervous system, teaching the body to relax, to settle, to open, and to welcome what is, because we cannot create the future we desire by being at war with what is, with the present. So that's the first level of receiving we're going to work with in this practice. The second level of receiving is receiving, I guess AI likes that. The second level of receiving that we're going to work with is receiving life, receiving this infinite intelligence that is within us and all around us, and being able to essentially surrender and rest in that support, in that intelligence that is always here. So we can really tap into the inexhaustible ground of safety. And then the last receiving that we're going to work with is receiving ourselves whole, really getting into a place of feeling deeply home within ourselves, deeply safe within ourselves, because everything you create in life, in business, comes from essentially these 3 levels of safety, these 3 levels of receiving. If you do not feel safe and you cannot receive yourself, you cannot receive anything else. When your capacity to be really in holding of yourself is full, then that's when you start to be able to receive more of the things you want. More clients, more money, more connection and intimacy, more opportunities. All of that comes from that deep ground of trust and safety that you have in this moment, in life, and in yourself. So I'm not even going to introduce myself. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, you've probably watched my other videos. You know who I am. Hi, I'm Ilsa. I'm a therapist. I'm an expansion expert. I'm a strategist. I work with leaders and entrepreneurs, rewiring them, their nervous system, their brain, their bodies, their businesses for more. And at the end of this practice, I'll give you 2 simple ways for us to do more work together if you feel called to. So let's get started. Um, this is a flow meditation, essentially allowing you to start to settle in the flow of abundance, in the flow of resistance, and being able to release, not in the flow of resistance, in the flow of receiving, and being able to release resistance, being able to be in this life, in your business, from a deeply open, regulated, relaxed, expansive nervous system, body, mind, and heart. So let's start. I always like to start with a hand on our chest. That's just a way of letting the body know, the mind know, we're going in deep. We're coming home to ourselves. There's nothing to figure out right in this moment. There's nothing to prove or improve right in this moment. All we've got to do is come home to ourselves. And so just following your breath, if it feels right, you might close your eyes. Obviously, if you're driving, do not do that. And the first thing we're going to play with is receiving this moment, allowing yourself to empty, to open, to relax, starting with receiving your breath, allowing the breath to be your bridge home to yourself. Nothing to do here, just receive the breath and let it go. And then maybe even receiving the sounds around you. Obviously the sound of my voice, but also any other sound. And just noticing what it's like to just be in this space of openness, of welcoming, where nothing is left out. You might even open your eyes and blink a few times, noticing, receiving the colors around you, the shapes, the textures, and just almost like you're a blank, open container, receiving the sound, receiving the sensation of your breath, receiving the colors, the textures, the shapes around you. No judgment. No even trying to figure out what it is you're receiving. Just an openness, just a welcoming. And maybe let's take a minute to receive the support that is here. The support of the ground beneath you, the chair or bed underneath you. And just seeing to what degree you can surrender your burdens, your weight to that support. And just being here in this moment, not forward in the future, not backwards in the past, just here, open, relaxed, receptive. And then finally, maybe receiving also the sensations happening in your body. There's the breath, but maybe there's something else. The sensation of your butt on the chair or the bed, sensation of your feet on the floor or your feet on the chair if you're sitting with your legs crossed. If your hand is still on your chest, maybe there's the sensation of your hand on the chest and anything else that's happening in your body. And again, allowing all of that to be just like a flow of aliveness inside you. No judgment, no labeling, no figuring it out. just welcoming, just receiving, allowing your nervous system to start to calibrate with just allowing what is to be and being open no matter what, being receptive no matter what. Just sense, what is it like to really be here right now? What does it feel like to land in your body and in the space around you, and to just be in direct connection with it? Nothing to armor against, nothing to fix or figure out, nothing to prove or improve, nothing to do except come home to you. And now I want to invite you to receive even bigger, even wider, even deeper by receiving something that is beyond you. And slowly coming into a sense of trust, a sense of letting that intelligence that lives inside you and all around you support you, have you, trust in it. Open yourself to it. We might say that you're receiving spirit, you're receiving life itself, you're receiving God or the infinite ocean of love or abundance of creation, and entering into a space of complete and absolute welcoming and trust with that intelligence. Become curious how you even open to that. It's something we do naturally, like listening to a sound that can't quite be heard, but our bodies knows how to do it. And so for a moment, I invite you to feel the aliveness, the intelligence that is both inside your body and all around you. The oxygen that is just right for you to breathe, the gravity that is just right so you don't feel crushed and you don't just float away. Feel how everything is designed, the sun being just far away, that we are warm, but not too hot, not burned. Sense how everything is designed to support you. Sense how everything always sorts of figures itself out. Again, nothing to do, nothing broken that needs fixing or figuring out. Life just takes care of it, especially when we get out of the way, especially when we surrender our burdens to it. Everything kind of sorts of figures itself out. Even your body knows exactly what to do to keep you alive, to digest your food, to heal cuts and burns and bruises. And so just taking one last minute here, feeling this aliveness, this intelligence that deeply supports you. The space all around you is alive, is intelligent, holds you, and then there's space inside you, a spaciousness inside you that is also intelligent, also supports you in claiming and living your destiny. And so feel that space all around you and that space inside you. And you might even notice that there's no clear way to define where you end and where life begins. It is just one intelligent flow, one alive space, and you're a part of it, you belong to it, and it is part of you, and it belongs to you. The space within and around are one. And so see to what degree you can even open yourself more to that intelligence. Surrender yourself to that intelligence and start to trust, to rest. Feel how your nervous system starts to regulate when something deep inside you realizes that all is well, that you are fully taken care of, that there is intelligence at work here. You don't have to do it all on your own. What happens in your body when you realize that you're taken care of, that you're supported, that you're held, that you do not have to do it all on your own? And what becomes possible when you open yourself fully to that and you release all the striving, all the pushing, all the pressure, and you just rest in the flow that is life. And now we're going to come to the third and last part of this receiving practice. Now that you've received a moment and you've received the flow of life, the intelligence of life, I want to invite you to receive yourself completely. To literally bring yourself back to wholeness, to completion in this very moment, not in the future when you have figured this out or healed this or unblocked that or shifted that. No. That intelligence is you. What happens when you welcome yourself exactly as you are right now and you declare and decide that you are perfect, that you are whole, that there's nothing broken inside you right now? You are this moment. You are the flow of life. You are the intelligence of creation. You've never been separate from it. It belongs to you and you belong to it. So I want to invite you to just simply, with every breath, it's like with every in-breath, you're reclaiming yourself. So with every in-breath, receive yourself exactly as you are. Welcome every piece and part of yourself. Be open to all of you, the happy parts and the unhappy parts, the peaceful parts and the anxious parts, the successful parts and the failures, the sabotaging parts, the parts that feel safe and open, and the parts that are afraid and armored. All of you is welcome here. Actively give yourself permission to be everything you are. With every breath, open a little more. Release your own internal judgments, your own internal shame, your own internal blame a little more. It's okay to be you, exactly the way you are. Life wants you, made you, loves you exactly the way you are. And just allow all these parts of you that you maybe wish were not here to feel held, to feel validated, to feel seen and safe and supported without anything and anyone trying to fix them, trying to release them, trying to improve them, or trying to make them go away. Just receive yourself completely. And the more completely you receive yourself, the more whole you become, the more complete you become, the more safe you become to yourself, and the more safe your life and having and experiencing and creating and receiving more becomes safe to you. Even the parts that seem to hold you back actually hold within them your life force and your pathway to your expansion. Everything inside you is needed for that next level. So allow yourself to drop even deeper into your own being, into your own heart, as you keep receiving yourself with every breath, giving yourself loving validation and permission to be who you are, because you are a masterpiece. You were designed on purpose. And just check in. What does it feel like to be you right now? Without any censoring. What is it like to be you right now? What's alive in your heart today? Does your heart feel open, or does it feel constricted? And can both be welcome? Can both be okay? No resistance, no agenda, nothing that needs fixing or figuring out, nothing that needs to be proved or improved, nothing to do except just be you. This is a practice of yes. You are literally teaching your brain, your body, your nervous system to say yes to the totality of who you are, to the totality of your experience, no matter what. Because any no creates resistance. Any no will block you from being and becoming the highest level version of you, and from receiving the abundance, the results that you desire. And so as we start to slowly wrap up this practice, I want to invite you right now, in this moment, to claim and to decide that there is nothing wrong with you. that you get to be, have, do, receive everything you want exactly as you are. You do not need to change yourself. You do not need to heal yourself. You do not need to do anything to be successful. Then be who you are. All you need to do is actually open yourself to that realization. Become safe being here, being you, and being supported by life. And so with every breath, you're coming into that trust, that spaciousness, that limitlessness. You can feel your innate sovereignty from this place of radical receiving of this moment, of life, of yourself. You can start to touch into that part of you that is always deeply connected to the limitlessness of life, that never closes, never judges, never shuts down, never feels not enough. And you are waking up to this part of you inside you that is an infinite receiver. So immense that nothing feels too much, that nothing feels overwhelming. So immense that you can hold and create and receive everything you desire, effortlessly and abundantly. And so we're going to take one last minute here to just bathe and steep in the intimacy, in the infinity of this moment, the intimacy between you and your deep self, between you and life, between you and everything you desire. And feel how wide open you are, how wide awake you are. And just for a minute, allow your body, your nervous system to imprint this. Allow your brain to calibrate to it. Really take it in as you start to change your entire biochemistry and neurocircuitry. Priming your body, your nervous system, your mind to be a bigger recipient, to have more capacity for all the things you want. The money, the clients, the visibility, the joy, the ease. Just becoming a bigger recipient for everything you know is possible for you. Just steeping and bathing and imprinting this knowing, this spaciousness, this freedom. And then when you feel full and complete, just take a minute to give thanks for who you are, for this life that supports you, for everything that you've had the privilege to experience to this point, and everything that is yet to come into your life, into your experience. And then slowly start to come back. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes, blink your eyes open and closed. Maybe notice something sweet or beautiful around you. Notice the sensation of your butt on the chair. And just start to come back. Knowing that you're coming back, just a bigger container, more able to be yourself, to create, achieve, and receive what you want, and more able to allow yourself to be supported by life. And so, if you want to do more work that is going to allow you to rewire your nervous system, train your brain, recalibrate your energy body so that you can essentially achieve, grow, receive more with a lot more ease, then I would love to work with you. Everything I do allows my clients to essentially step out of that sense of contraction, of not enoughness, of confusion, of procrastination, sabotage, resistance, and to really come into a place of liberation, of expansion, of being in flow internally and in flow and restoring the flow externally. My work is literally a marriage of emotional freedom and financial freedom. And there's two ways to get started. The first is that if you know who I am, you've been following me, you know you need this work. Like you're either picking the wrong strategies or you're doing all the work, but you're not getting results. And so you know that there's something in you that is just still afraid of getting overwhelmed, afraid of being attacked, afraid of being seen, afraid of charging the money you want to make, afraid of that more clients, more money will include more responsibility, more headaches, more issues. And so you're resisting and sabotaging your growth, your progress, your results, and you want to work with me. If that's you, then let's just hop on a 25-minute enrollment call. I will kind of figure out what's going on with you, like in 5-10 minutes. We will get clear on what are your goals, and then I will walk you through the 3 to 4 different packages that I have to make sure that we pick something that's going to really fit your needs, fit your goals, and fit your budget. Now, if you're newer to me, if you're not quite ready to commit to the deep end and to working with me over maybe a little more of a commitment, then I offer a Wired for Wealth 90-minute intensive for 55% off to everybody who's new to me. And so in this intensive, we have a conversation. I figure out exactly what are your unique nervous system traumas, nervous system wounds, blocks, everything in your nervous system that's holding you back from creating the results you want, holding you back from showing up powerfully and consistently executing, and holding you back from actually being able to receive what you want. And then I will walk you through my main practice. This is my main healing practice that I do with clients that essentially take you from contraction to liberation and then expansion, and allows you to essentially release and heal and reintegrate all those pieces and parts of you that are sabotaging your growth, so that you can feel like you are your own partner rather than a sabotager. So if either of these options feel really interesting to you, there's a link in the description of this video that will take you to each. And that's what I have for you. I'm wishing you a wonderful week, embodying and living yourself into radical receiving, into expansion, into flow.